Okay, here's what the papers are leading with today then. So I've got a couple next to me. We're just going to filter through them and see what is going on. Red flag. Assistant ref clocks Robbo with an elbow. This is what a lot of them are actually leading with this morning. The Times have gone with Anfield elbow shock. The Mirror have gone with he gave me the elbow. So the PGMOL have launched an investigation into assistant referee Konstantin Hatzidakis.
Hatzidakis.
That's the one, Hatzidakis. You have to put the emphasis on the Hatzidakis. There we go. This is after it appeared that he stuck an elbow into Andy Robertson, and it's quite difficult to see whether or not connected with his neck or his chin or whatever. Andy Robertson went down the tunnel and said, look, there was a connection there, felt it. Liverpool 2, Arsenal 2 in the end of what was just an absolutely crazy game, end to end really, but they've all focused on this. The Sun have gone with Brighton Fury. Now Brighton have issued official complaints to the Premier League and the FA over 6 decisions in that 2-1 defeat at Spurs at the weekend. There were a number of controversial calls, so this
Shocking,
one,
it was.
Mitoma, Danny Welbeck, both had goals disallowed. Penalty not given when Pierre-Emile Højbjerg basically landed, so trod on Mitoma's foot, and it wasn't deemed to be a penalty. Can I ask you your decision? I mean, there's so many to actually filter through. What was your thoughts overall about this?
Well, Brighton were hard done by. I mean, Lewis Dunk has his shirt pulled at the end as well. I mean, he steps on Romero's toes, got a yellow card for it, but he has his shirt pulled. That was a pen. Mitoma, I think, got the ball in his armpit, and I thought it was above your short
T-shirt
sleeve.
line, right?
Yeah. So he's got it in his armpit. That was a goal.
Which means it should be allowed.
Yeah, and Danny Welbeck's goal, it's hit McAllister on the hip, not on his arm. That was a goal. Should never have been disallowed. Højbjerg's was 100% penalty. He stepped on Mitoma's foot. There was a couple more as well. I'm trying to think. There was about 6 altogether.
Yeah. So PGMOL have apologised for the wrong decision for the Mitoma potential penalty. This is the Højbjerg foul that you just mentioned there. There are a number of apologies this season to clubs. I think Brighton might be up to 3 now, potentially. Official apologies from the PGMOL. Listen, I don't know how this gets sorted, and I'm not really sure. In comparison to last season, it does feel like more. I could be wrong there, and maybe it's just that we're kind of honing in on it a little bit more this season. But it does feel like there are more accidents and incidents this season where the officials are coming out and saying sorry. But how do you fix it so that what is it, Dino? Is it just the standard of officiating?
I think they don't know what they're looking at. I think they're going to have to put some ex-players in there, because I can understand a referee on the pitch missing things, and like he's got a different view. Bodies run in front of him. He's running straight down the middle of the pitch when someone gets their ankles tapped. He can't see whether there was contact. He looks at the linesman, and the linesman can help him, but he hasn't got that much help. So VAR's brought in to help the referee get key decisions right, so you don't lose a game on a bad decision, i.e. Thierry Henry's handball against Ireland in that international match. Yep. So it goes up to, this is a bit I can't understand. It goes up to wherever it goes, Stockley Park, and someone is sitting there with 8 screens from 8 different angles and still gets the decision wrong. He's obviously not understanding football. He obviously doesn't understand. We could all see that Højbjerg has stepped on Mitoma's foot. It was easy to spot. This is the bit that, as a manager, you go like, yeah, all right, you're going to apologise. It's not going to get us the points back. Like, just get it right in the first place. That's what it was there for. McAllister's goal, if you watch it again, if you watch it 4 or 5 times, the ball hits his hip. It doesn't hit his arm. It's hit his hip as he's turned his back. Things like that, they're getting wrong. So that's the bit that frustrates everybody. The only way they can do it is they get ex-players who can understand, little things, because you've just been on the pitch and you've seen the ball hit someone's foot. You've seen someone get tripped up and he's dived. We know all these things.
I guess it's part of a wider conversation about the standard of officiating in general being better and why it isn't better. And if you've got a league like the Premier League, which is saying that it's the best league in the world, the most competitive, the most exciting, why it's not being refereed in the right way. I guess people I don't know whether it starts right down the bottom and again, whether it actually points to people wanting to be referees in the first place, which means that we have better referees eventually that work their way up to these great positions in the Premier League. I don't really know. I'm not sure what the answer is here, but I know that it deserves better, and I know that the Brighton fans are going to be waking up this morning and across the weekend feeling really hard done by. Former top referee Keith Hackett has called for referee Stuart Atwell and VAR Michael Salisbury in that game to be banned. We'll talk more about that later on as well. But it is back page of the Sun really is dominated by actions of the officials at the weekend. In this game, when really we should be talking about, wow, what just the most amazing football games across the weekend, what we were seeing. 8:10:89 at TS Breakfast as well, if you want to come on and have your say as well.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday morning 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.